You scared me. Jiddu, single dad rescued drowning billionaire CEO. His daughter's words changed everything. The lake was calm that afternoon, the kind of glassy stillness that made 10-year-old Emma's laughter echo across the water. Her father, Jack, a single dad, sat on the worn wooden dock, his boots dangling just above the surface. He had one eye on his daughter splashing around with her little inflatable raft, and the other on the sky slowly shifting to gold. It had been a long week of construction shifts and overtime. Moments like these, quiet, simple, were what he lived for. Raising Emma alone hadn't been easy since her mother passed away 3 years ago, but Jack had promised himself one thing: Emma would never feel unloved. But then, a scream shattered the peace. Jack's head snapped toward the far side of the lake. A man was thrashing wildly in the water, his arms clawing at the surface before slipping under again. Jack didn't think. He just moved. "Emma, stay here!" he shouted, kicking off his boots and diving headfirst into the water. The shock of the cold hit him, but adrenaline carried him forward. He swam hard, the distance closing with each powerful stroke. By the time he reached the stranger, the man's face was pale, his eyes half closed, sinking fast. Jack hooked an arm under the man's chest and hauled upward, kicking with every ounce of strength. "Don't you quit on me," Jack gasped, dragging him toward the shore. Emma stood frozen on the dock, her small hands pressed to her mouth. "Daddy, you scared me," she cried, tears streaming down her face. Finally, with one last heave, Jack pulled the stranger onto the muddy bank. The man coughed violently, choking up lake water before collapsing on his back, gasping for air. Jack dropped to his knees, chest burning, water dripping down his face. "You're okay." "You're safe," he said between breaths. The man blinked up at him, disoriented. His expensive watch gleamed in the sun, and even soaked through, the tailored shirt hinted at wealth. This wasn't just some hiker. This was someone important. Within minutes, sirens wailed in the distance. A sleek black SUV and paramedics arrived, rushing to the man's side. "Mr. Carlyle!" "Are you hurt?" one of the medics asked urgently. Jack frowned. "Carlyle?" The name rang a bell. He looked again, and then it clicked. This was Alexander Carlyle, the billionaire CEO who was on magazine covers and financial news, a man whose empire stretched across industries. People said he was untouchable, too busy, too powerful to notice anyone outside his world. Yet here he was, shivering on the ground, saved by a broke single dad. Later, after the chaos calmed, Jack bundled Emma in a towel and started to lead her home. But Carlyle stopped him. "You saved my life," he said hoarsely, still pale but steadying. "Why would you risk yourself for me? You don't even know me." Jack gave a half smile. "I didn't need to. You were drowning. That's all that mattered." Emma tugged at her father's sleeve and looked up at Carlyle with wide, innocent eyes. "You scared me when you disappeared in the water," she whispered softly. Then, almost like a child's confession, she added, "But Daddy always saves people. He saved me too when Mommy went to heaven." The words pierced the air, pure and unfiltered. Carlyle's hardened expression wavered, something breaking through the polished mask he wore in public. He swallowed hard, blinking rapidly. No one spoke for a moment. Then Carlyle crouched down, looking Emma in the eyes. "Your father is braver than anyone I've ever met," he said quietly. "And you, young lady, are very lucky." Emma smiled, leaning into her dad's arm. "I know." Jack expected that to be the end of it. A thank you, maybe a handshake, and they'd go back to their modest life while Carlyle returned to his glass towers and boardrooms. But that's not what happened. The very next morning, a sleek car pulled up outside Jack's small rental home. Out stepped Carlyle, looking healthier, though still humbled by the experience. "I couldn't stop thinking about what your daughter said," he admitted. "About how you saved her. About how you just give even when you have little yourself." Jack shifted uneasily. "I didn't do it for a reward, Mr. Carlyle." "I know." Carlyle's gaze softened. "That's what makes it extraordinary." He hesitated, then continued. "I've built an empire, yet somewhere along the way, I forgot what really matters. Family, humanity, people who show up for each other." His voice cracked slightly. Your daughter reminded me of something I lost a long time ago. Emma peeked from behind.